going on, everybody? Welcome back to That Car Vlog channel. If you don't already know, my name is Andy, and today we are filming the hottest new thing from Ford in 2023, the 2024 Ford Mustang, the redesigned Ford Mustang. So unless you've been living under a rock for the last year, it's no secret that Ford has completely redesigned the Mustang for the 2024 model year. And here we have a Mustang GT Premium with the V8 engine. Today we're going to take a full walk around inside-outside tour of this thing, check out all the features, the specs, and then we'll take her on a short test drive and see what this thing's all about. I am super excited for this one. Even got a Mustang shirt for the occasion. Let's go. Before we begin, special thanks to the folks at Ted Russell Ford of Knoxville, Tennessee for providing the Mustang for today's review. Once you're done watching this video, make sure to check them out at the link in the description below. All right, so as always, we're going to start here looking at the nose of the car, and this is going to be the first obvious design change to the 2024 Mustang. You're going to see right here the headlights are completely redesigned. You got this like 3-pod headlight design, LED headlights. Up here is going to be your daytime running lights. Nice gloss black grill run across the front. Now this, of course, is the GT Premium, so you're going to get the gloss black. Your signals are up here. When you hit your signal, it actually replaces the white running lights, and you get this nice sequential turn signal that starts on the inside and goes off as it goes out. That's really cool looking. I'm very glad Ford stuck with the sequential turn signals even in the redesign. Up here on top of the hood, you can see right here, you do get the functional heat extractor vent, because this thing is going to pump out some heat, I can promise you that. Coming down the side, you're sitting on 19-inch wheels. No matter what wheel option you get, you are getting 19 inches. These are Continental Pro Conti tires. Of course, you got to have your black 5.0 badge against the white car. You can't have a V8 without it saying 5.0 for that Coyote engine. Coming around the rear, we're actually going to look across the rear. One of the biggest design features on the back is this big crease that runs all the way across the back. Kind of an interesting touch, really cool looking. And if we come around and look dead on at the taillights, you're going to see that Ford has retained the 3-bar taillights and the sequentials in the rear as well. You get a little bit of a wing right here. It's not very much, but you do get it. Your black GT badge against the white car, again, looks really, really cool. Up here on the top, the roof is painted black instead of the white. Once again, nice contrast. Kind of helps provide some continuity from the front window to the back window. I think that's really, really nice looking. Now here's a cool Easter egg Ford chose to put on the bottom of the rear glass. You can see they put these little silhouettes, if you will, along the back glass of every one of the 7 generations of Ford Mustang all the way across, and including this current generation, 7th generation Ford Mustang. Also, while we're in back, let's pop the trunk. And in this trunk, you get 13 cubic feet of cargo storage. There's really nothing much to see back here. It is just storage space. If we pick up on the floor right here, you got a spare, which that's an interesting looking spare. Definitely wouldn't want to be rocking that. Not much to talk about here, but you do still get a nice 13 cubic foot trunk on your Ford Mustang. There are also a couple of appearance packages you can option on your new Mustang as well. And on this one, you've got what Ford calls the Night Pony package, which is why you see a lot of black stuff on this car. You got the black wheels right here, you got the black roof, you got the black spoiler right here, although it's not the big one, it is still the black. And you get the blacked out badges front and rear, as well as, of course, the black 5.0 badge right here on the fender. Black mirror caps. You can also get the bronze appearance package, which is really cool. That'll give you bronze colored wheels, and it's going to make your Mustang logos bronze as well. As we get into the car, here's the key. There's nothing special about the key, even for the new Mustang. This is still your typical Ford key, although it does have one hidden feature that we'll show in a little bit. Open up the car, and here's your door card. It's not fancy, it's somewhat understated. It's nice. It's got a few different textures of black in here, some soft touch padding, a little bit of silver accents. This one actually pretty much almost exactly like the handle accent that was in the outgoing car. A lot of this is pretty much almost the same. Down here on your door sill, you got a nice aluminum looking plate. It says Mustang on it. You have your power adjustable seats here. All of the back is manual, which is nice for getting people in and out of the back. These black with these white contrasted stitching. Ford does offer optional Recaro bucket seats if you choose to upgrade to them. These are not those, but they do have some pretty nice bolstering anyways. Moving inward from the seats, we'll go in reverse order from what I normally do in my videos. Look at the center console here. So if we look here, we got this stitched center console lid, raises up. You don't get a whole heck of a lot of room in here. Of course, this isn't a truck or anything, but you get a decent amount of storage room in here. You do get a 12-volt round port right in there. Not much to talk about there. Decent nice dual cup holders, electric parking brake, unfortunately. Of course, here's the shifter for your 10-speed automatic transmission. You can also get the 6-speed manual still. This looks to be also pretty much almost the same shifter as the outgoing car. In front of that, you do have a wireless charging pad for your cell phone, very nice, as well as a 12-volt round right here. and a USB A and C charging port. Up from that, you get your engine start stop button, looks really good in that red. You get a few quick buttons right here for your max defrost, your hazards, your traction control, My Mustang. Of course, here you get your volume and power knob for your radio. Up above that, typical looking vents. Moving up from your air vents, you've got your 13.2-inch digital infotainment screen running Ford's Sync 4 system, although it does look a lot cooler than the Sync 4 and other models. Included in this system, you'll see you get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Take a quick tour through the system. Of course, here's your radio. Click on that and you see it looks like your typical Sync 4 radio system. Get a couple quick panels over here for your phone, your trip odometer, and your fuel economy. Of course, if you want to see all that stuff large, you can always swipe it over. We do not have navigation in this vehicle. I assume that will be an option, but this one does not have it. Now, if we look down here, I mentioned a second ago, there's this button down here with a picture of a Mustang logo on it. If I hit this button, it's going to pop up to My Mustang in the infotainment screen. And you got all kinds of different buttons right here to do all kinds of different things. Go into track apps right here, acceleration timer, brake timer, and lap timer. Over here to the right, you see it's got line lock. So if you're lining up on the drag strip, you want to warm the tires up, you can lock the front brakes and do that. Back out of there, you do auxiliary gauges. You get a set of 3, where you get your acceleration, braking, and G-force gauge right there, battery voltage, and oil pressure. You can also choose to see just a few more as well. So if you need to see even more information about your car while on the track, you've got that. You got custom mode right here, which is a customizable drive mode. And in this mode, you can pretty much tell the car what you want it to do in that custom mode. So do you want it to start out in normal or maybe sport mode or track mode? What do you want the steering feel to be? Do you want it to be normal, sport, comfort, that kind of thing? Traction control on or off, and of course, how you want your gauges to look in your custom mode. Go down here to My Color. You can choose the color of your display. Your primary color is going to change things like font color and stuff like that. So you can see up here, now the clock changed to red. I can change that over here to, we'll put this on this orange color. See, it changes up to that orange color now. Secondary color changes other things, such as your gauges over here. So you look, the gauges are kind of red right now. I'll set them over here to a blue color, and the gauges change to a blue color. That's kind of cool. And this last button down here, cluster theme. So you can actually tell the car how you want the gauge cluster to look. You can tell it to match the drive mode you're in. You got normal, sport, track, and calm. So if we zoom in over here on the gauge screen itself, so right there you see you've got normal mode. Click over here, sport mode. It gets to looking kind of cool. Your tachometer comes up from the bottom over here, looks really nice. Put it in track mode, and now you get the horizontal tachometer right above there. So see that as I rev it up. That's really cool. Calm mode, you hit that calm mode and you're gonna get, you know, just what you need. Not a whole lot of extra information. You get a little tachometer and speedo. And the coolest one in here, and some people may think so, some may not, is your Fox body mode. And here it's meant to resemble the gauges from an 87 to 93 Fox body Mustang, which is really cool. So if you want a brand new Mustang, but you're kind of a Fox body fanboy, or you just want a little bit of nostalgia, you've got Fox body gauges. Down here along the bottom of the infotainment screen is your climate controls. Unfortunately, you're not going to get any physical climate control buttons in this car, although these are permanently fixed down here at all times. So you got your cooled seats right here, which we have on right now, and they do feel really nice. You got your temperature adjustment right here. You can pull it up big or just quickly plus and minus it. Heated steering wheel on or off. Here's your fan speed control. Of course, over here's your defroster controls. If you hit this button right here in the center, it's going to give you a few more controls, such as where the air is blowing. Do you want it just blowing up top? Do you want it blowing down below? You want it blowing through the defroster for some reason when you get running the AC? Whatever you want, you can tell it where to blow out right there. Before we look at the gauge screen, looking at our steering wheel right here, not exactly the fanciest of steering wheels, but it is a very sporty one. You got a nice flat bottom right here. Got some basic controls over here. They're going to control the information in the center of your gauge screen, so we can go up and down. You can get different, basic information that you may need for the car. Some detail gauges right there. Back to your trip odometer. And you see this button right here, down in the corner of your right side controls. This button is to quickly change your steering feel. So we hit that button, you can see it's going to pop up normal, comfort, sport. You can tell the steering feel very quickly right there at the touch of a button. Over here on the left side, you got controls for your cruise and whatnot. And these silver mode buttons right here are going to be the modes to allow you to quickly change the drive mode of the car. So you see right now we're starting out in normal mode, and whenever you change your drive modes, it's actually cool. It gives you little animations. So let's go from normal to sport, and you can see it changes up for kind of sporty car. Go to track, of course it's going to put you on a racetrack. Go to drag strip mode, and the car does a burnout, which is kind of cool. And of course you have slippery mode for when it's wet outside. custom mode, and then back to normal mode. So kind of cool graphic animations it gives you whenever you change your drive modes. I'm definitely into that. So what we've been looking at here is the 12.4-inch digital gauge cluster screen. And just looking around this thing real quick, regardless of which display mode you're in, you get pretty much the same information. Your temperature over here, tachometer, speedometer, and gas gauge. And of course, that information in the center that gives you the basics like your trip odometer, of course, your fuel economy, tire pressure, and a few more detailed gauges, including cylinder head temperature, which is interesting. I'm not sure I've seen that before. Up above that, you get a little bit of information, tell you what radio station you're on. Of course, you get your temperature and your compass right there as well. Pulling back and looking at the dash as a whole, you're going to notice that this is another major design change Ford has made to the car. All your Mustangs in the past have had this double hump design, kind of on one on the left, one on the right. Here they pretty much flatten the dash all the way across. You get some pretty cool little accents right there that flow into the air vent. But now you get these big screens in front of you instead of traditional gauges, instead of the double hump design. Now this being the GT Premium, or pretty much any premium, these gauge screens are connected. If you get any kind of base model Mustang, these are actually separated and they're two completely separate panels with a gap in the middle. I do think this is a better look, and I really don't like the idea of the split screen. I like how this just kind of flows and as one piece. It looks really nice. It doesn't look as weird as two tablets glued to the dashboard, essentially. Now go ahead and talk about powertrain in the car. Now your 2024 Mustang still offers the same two engines that you get in the outgoing 2023 car. The 2.3 liter EcoBoost turbocharged 4-cylinder, this time however has 315 horsepower, up from the 310 of the previous generation, 350 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in as low as 4.5 seconds. Fuel economy of about 22 city, 33 highway, 2129 with your performance pack. Then you have this engine, the correct option, the 5-liter Coyote V8. This 5-liter V8 produces 480 horsepower, up from the previous 450 in the outgoing car, 415 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in 4.2 with your performance package on it. MPG on this engine with your automatic is about 15 city, 24 highway, manual 1423. Now this is your GT Premium. Then you can step up to the Dark Horse Mustang. Still has the same 5.0 liter Coyote V8, but this time it produces 500 horsepower, 0 to 60 in as low as 4.1 seconds, MPG right around 1422. Now whether you get the EcoBoost or the V8, you can also option in the optional performance pack on this car. That'll give you a front strut tower brace for a little more front end stiffness, a limited slip rear differential, wider wheels and tires, larger Brembo brakes, and Ford's MagneRide active dampening suspension. As far as transmissions, whichever engine you option, you do get the 10-speed automatic. But if you want the 6-speed manual, you're going to have to go with the 5-liter Coyote engine. You can also option this as either a coupe or convertible on most versions of the Mustang, which means Ford is pretty much the heroes in this modern world, still offering a naturally aspirated V8 sports car with a manual transmission and a convertible top if you want it. Unlike the Camaro and Challenger, which are going to see their demise after 2024, Ford has decided that they're going to continue making a naturally aspirated V8 for 24 and beyond, and that's just brilliant. Now for a little while there was maybe some speculation in the car community that Ford might be looking at a possible hybrid powertrain or even an electric version of the Mustang. Luckily we don't see that here. It is all naturally aspirated except for, of course, the Turbo 4. The only electric Mustang you're getting right now is the one you don't dare call a Mustang, the Mach-E. As far as pricing is concerned, I went on the Ford website and pulled starting prices directly from the website. Now, of course, you could start out with your EcoBoost, the 4-cylinder coupe, turbocharged, starting at about $30,900. Step up to the convertible version, you're at about $39,000. Then there's the premium EcoBoost coupe starting around $36,400, and the premium EcoBoost convertible starting around $41,900. Step up to your GT coupe, you're about $42,500. Then you step up to your GT premium coupe, which is this car right here, starting price of $47,000. Your GT Premium convertible starts around $52,500. Then you step up to the big boy, the Dark Horse, starting right around $59,200. Dark Horse Premium going to start you right around $63,200-ish. Now sometimes I like to go online to the online configurator and see just how high I can get the price on a car I'm reviewing. So I went online, I selected the Dark Horse Premium, and I selected every option that wasn't another item that doesn't attach to the car, like, you know, car covers, first aid kits, whatever. Just options that you can get on the car itself. And I managed to option that Dark Horse to over $80,000. So you can spend literally anywhere from $30,000 to $80,000 on one of these cars. Now looking at the window sticker on this one as equipped is right about 50,400 MSRP on this one right here. Now your 2024 Mustang already comes with a lot of really cool features, but the coolest feature is hidden right here in the key fob, and I believe it's going to be both a star attraction at Cars and Coffee and probably the reason for a lot of HOA Karens to be knocking on your door if you own one of these, and that is remote rev. So first we're going to lock the car and then we'll remote start it. Now listen to that, that already sounds really good. That 5.0 Coyote sounds great. Now we want to activate remote rev, so we're going to hit unlock and lock. And it gives you a little bitty rev to tell you that the system is active. Do it one more time, unlock, lock. That is just so cool. I would never stop playing with that. That is just the coolest thing. All right, y'all, so I think that's gonna do it for the full tour of the new 2024 Mustang. Let's get this thing onto the road and drive it. All right, getting the new 2024 Mustang on the road and see how it drives, and let's just go. Now, I'm not giving it everything because it is a brand new car, but my God, that sounds good. That sounds absolutely amazing. Now, of course, before we talk about what it's like to drive the car, just generally being in it, it's pretty much like being in a sports car. The seats are actually decently comfortable, even with the bolstering. I imagine if you had the Recaros, they'd be a lot tighter. In fact, they would be, and I probably wouldn't fit in them. I got some nice cooled seats right here. I got a lot of great information right in front of me on these big, vivid screens. It is interesting now not having a lot of physical controls, but these screens are really nice, and this gauge screen is really nice. I love all the information it gives you, and just how cool it looks, especially when you're in modes like track mode or sport mode. And of course you get those cool Fox body gauges if that's the kind of thing you're into, which I don't hate them. They look pretty good. Visibility is what you'd expect out of a two-door sports car. It's okay. Your blind spot isn't really bad either because you do have those little quarter windows next to the back seats. I didn't talk much about the back seats, by the way, because, well, they're just like in every other Mustang. They're there, but they're pretty much useless unless you've got kids or stuff to put back there. Suspension feel, it's not too bad. I'm going to go over a rough patch here. You can feel things. It's not incredibly harsh. It's a decent ride. Now, I'm not going to be able to test out steering and handling as well as I'd like to. This does have to be somewhat of a short test drive in this car, but I have watched some other videos of YouTubers that have already gotten videos out on these cars. But they do tend to praise the handling of the vehicle and the way it takes corners, the acceleration and sound. Although one reviewer did state that he didn't like the steering feel. While the handling was good, the steering feel wasn't as confident as he'd like it to be. However, this is of course not like a canyon cruising supercar. This is a Mustang, so I imagine Ford wanted to preserve at least some of the muscle carness of the Mustang. Now we'll see how it does around this corner right here. I can't take it on any back roads because I really don't have any here in the city in Knoxville, but it does okay. Definitely can't complain about that. No, it handles pretty well. Especially for a Mustang being, you know, a model that's known for finding crowds rather than taking corners. This thing does pretty well. Now the car does have a manual mode, so we'll drop it in manual mode and we'll see how she shifts. It's okay. I mean, it is just a 10-speed torque converter automatic, so you're not going to expect any kind of lightning speed shifts like out of a dual clutch. But it could certainly be worse. Those are all right shifts. Now, of course, it would be way more fun with a true manual, a 6-speed stick. But the paddle shifters and this 10-speed are definitely not the worst things in the world. All right, you know we got to do a 0 mile per hour acceleration run. We're not going to give it everything, but let's just see what it's got. Oh, yeah, that's nice. And that still wasn't, and that definitely wasn't everything it's got, because like I said, I don't want to rev out this brand new engine too much. But yeah, oh man, it's got it. God, that sound, it just sounds incredible. The sound is intoxicating. Now, one option that I almost forgot to cover in this review is actually one that is not equipped on this car, and that is the optional electric handbrake, which would be a lever that sits right here on the driver's side of the center console. This car just has a switch for the electronic parking brake. You can also option in an actual electronic handbrake. It can be used as both a parking brake, but also, and more fun, as a drift brake. So although this car is not equipped with that, and probably for the best, because then I'd want to test that out too. But that is just one other cool feature you can get on your new 2024 Mustang. All right, y'all, so that's gonna do it for the brand new 2024 Ford Mustang GT Premium. This thing is a really cool car. To be fair, I called it a redesign through the whole video. It is built on pretty much the same chassis and underpinnings as the outgoing car, but as you can see, there's tons of design tweaks, increased power under the hood, lots of cool features inside, and of course that amazing remote rev feature. This is a really cool car, and I'm glad I got a chance to review it. The hottest new thing from Ford in 2023, the 2024 Ford Mustang. Now, there are a couple features missing on this one that are optional, such as the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which I've tested out on other Ford models and is a great sound system, as well as, like I mentioned before, that electronic drift brake. But still, this is a cool experience. I love this car. And with Chevrolet discontinuing the Camaro for 2024 and Dodge discontinuing the Charger and Challenger for 2023, knowing that Ford is bringing the Mustang into the next generation in 2024 with a naturally aspirated V8 manual and convertible is just beautiful. That just screams American muscle car right there. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, you know what to do. Go to the channel, check out the rest of what I got, and if you like what you see there, consider subscribing to the channel. Also follow over on Facebook and Instagram at that Car Vlog channel. Another great way to get notified of video updates. Once again, huge special thanks to the folks at Ted Russell Ford in Knoxville, Tennessee for providing this vehicle today. They have 2 locations here in Knoxville. This car's borrowed from the Parkside Drive location. Anyways, thanks y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this car and you have an awesome day.